good morning, or hello from whenever you join me. Let me show you where I am. If hopefully this will show you through the window. Looking out at the mesas, the Black Mesa of in St. George, Utah. My name's aLex. We're here together through Sun and Moon Yoga Studios YouTube portal to share some time in stopping, pausing, retreating to restore, rejuvenate, to come home. Perhaps you can just reflect as I open our time together, just about 20 minutes today, on what it means for you to take some retreat time, take some time for yourself, whether it's this 20 minutes together here, or whether it's a week away as I'm visiting my family in beautiful spaces and being outdoors a lot in new places and awe-inspiring uh, venues, altitudes, hikes, drives. So I wish you to be able to take that for yourself, even if it's this tiny bit that you're taking today for 20 minutes, and maybe do that often, daily. So we'll do a little movement. I'll invite you to be on our backs. So get yourself lying down. Let me just check that where I am, you can see me. It's not essential that you do. I'll just adjust the camera. So make sure your space is comfortable. It's warm enough or cool enough. It's got the support under your head if you need, not too much, but just to have the head even, the neck even with the rest of the spine. And you could have your knees bent, maybe a rolled up blanket under your knees. We'll just be rolling around a little bit slowly with deep attention on the ground. And then we'll go into stillness, and you can do that even where you are on the ground. You can stay there, or you can make your way up to sitting or another position of your choice. So before we start the movement, and you might be on your backs, just resting. This is from an Instagram post of Botany Bay Eco Tours, an outfit down in Edisto Island, Virginia, South Carolina. Friends of ours own and run dolphin tours and a lot of educational material and offerings and community service they do. And this is a short poem by Tapiwa Mugabe from a work called You Are Oceanic. All she wanted was a place to stretch her bones, a place to lengthen her smiles and spread her hair, a place where her legs could walk without cutting and bruising, a place unchained. She was born out of ocean breath, I reminded her. Stop pouring so much of yourself into hearts that have no room for themselves. Do not thin yourself. Be vast. You do not bring the ocean to a river. So on our backs, as we just stop pouring so much of ourselves into hearts that have no room for themselves. Let your legs be so that the knees aren't leaning against each other. You might have started that way, but just let the feet stand. And take a couple moments maybe to reposition the feet a little wider. Feel how you can let go into that. Maybe take them a little closer and see, is there less effort needed here to simply allow the feet to stand? Feet a little farther from you, from your hips. And for me, I find that takes a little more effort. So I'm going to just bring the feet back a little closer to my hips. And take a few breaths, free breaths, vast, effortless. Letting our attention, our intention, and our breath you may start to feel softenings, releasings into the path of gravity down from shoulders to earth. Eyes might soften. To move in a very familiar way to most of us yogis, where the roundness of the pelvis tilts so the tail moves closer to the ground and a small arch comes under the low back. And then return and go the other way so the tail lifts a little and the seesaw of this lower back pelvic area, the low back presses more down as if to pour the contents of the belly toward the heart, and then let the contents of the lower belly pour toward the pubic bone and arch the lower back. And my movement is quite big in amplitude. I'm going to make it just a little smaller, so as if I'm just rolling a small ball, a little golden ball. And allowing just a freedom through the heart, through the head, letting the head roll with or opposite to the direction. So it happens to be that my head is tilting, the ball of my head is rolling the same direction as the ball of my pelvis, but oftentimes it does the opposite. So whichever way you're going is fine. I'm a little congested this morning, so bear with me. My clearings. And just loosening and allowing each repetition to slide us toward more freedom and more ease, more deliciousness in the movements. And then you may pause. Yeah, let's all pause. The pause is important. A mini retreat within this 20-minute retreat. Just stop. Noticing. And stay where you are. I'm going to come up to seated to narrate the rest of this for you from seated. As we come back into the movement, do the very same thing you were doing, or make that intention to do that. To roll the pelvis and let the head be moving, whether it was going with the pelvis for you or opposite is fine, either one. And then listen to my instruction, and perhaps you'll do this just by shifting while you're moving, or perhaps you'll pause and then reorganize. So roll the pelvis, but let the head now change direction. So if the head was rolling, tilting upward the same time the pelvis, the spilling was going headward, then change it so that the head is spilling heartward as the belly spills headward. And then they spill opposite directions. So like as if you look up as the tail tilts toward the ground. So do the opposite combination than before. Just find in this movement. So each time that we take a movement, we notice how it was. We feel through all our senses. We take in the feeling tone of the experience, And we can orient ourselves to move toward what is easier, what is smoother for the whole of the body, for the combination of these two orbs moving. And then go back to what you were doing originally. See if you can do that without stopping, or feel free to stop. Either one is an excellent choice. And once again, if you're take a few movements, coming back to this more original movement. Again, the information that's flowing in, it's flowing in through our skin, through our bones, through our amazing, miraculous nervous system, combining with the life force, the breath, the way you're registering the temperature, perhaps the spacious feelings of the body, the fluid feelings of the body. Smoothly, lightly as possible, make your way. Perhaps your position will be right there where you are on the ground. Maybe you'll lean your knees against each other, or perhaps you will straighten the legs, or perhaps you'll come to sitting. Perhaps you'll get a stone instead of a block to place under a leg as you're sitting, using what's nearby, and come to just make any little adjustments in the meditation posture and the sitting still part of this program, of this retreat. And here, especially if you've reoriented, but also if you're still just where you were, feel the grid of gravity, the gravitational pull. Feel it coming through you. Feel the evidence of its pull through the contact you feel with the ground. And let yourself go with it. So you might even feel like a inner slouching or an outright huge slouching, but go with it. Go with it. Let yourself, I'm feeling a little bowing in my own posture, and just to really firmly commit. And then you might even do a little tiny, it might be just a micro movement of adjusting the pelvis if you're sitting, or no adjusting if you're on your back, and allow, listen for a feel of buoyancy that counterposes the downward commitment to gravity, and perhaps allows a lift in the rib cage, the heart area. You just need the more of the commitment down. Welcoming the stillness as we breathe, a collective breath. Rigid stillness, being from activity, listening for the mysterious sound that you heard along your hike. Not searching, but gentle looking. Eyes perhaps slightly open or closed. Belly relaxed. Visitors to this guest house of who I am. Emotional, oh, oh, right. For each visitor's visit. Is it a chat over the fence? Is it an intimate shared coffee on your love seat? Across the valley? The judging that may be happening. Have room for itself. That's together. Bring the palms together in front of your heart. End of our meditation time. Bowing head to hands to heart. Perhaps noting that this practice that we do for ourselves, but we do it with our shared breath, our shared purpose, even when they're unique. Many of them overlap, or intentionality around. And just for yourself, you can note again the reasons for your coming to this kind of retreat. Includes how we are with all around us, all the world. Thank you for joining me in my retreat, on this short retreat. Wish you well this week, and I hope you join us at Sun and Moon Studio for other events together, other practices, other community. Ciao, ciao.